What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Live Composing Show and the show where my camera is not centered. Hold on. Little things like that, like forgetting to move the camera, whatever. I'm losing my mind. But for good reason, I've got to say. This has been an extremely exciting season. As I said, my head is kind of spinning, but it really is. This is a cool season for me. I'm working on the largest game I've ever worked on. And what I find so cool about this is not only is it a big game, which of course means a lot of work and it's very creatively stimulating, but it has allowed me to build a music team, which we'll dive into for a few minutes here at the beginning. And it's also allowed me to really dig deep into what I loved. 5 seconds, 5 violas, finally solved the puzzle of how to turn that into sheet music, which was its own nightmare. Having to do like multiple passes of different articulations and things just to make sure that they're all in there. But I just wanted to share a little bit more behind the scenes today and give you a little bit more information that now that I can share a little bit more about the inner workings of the music team and how you might do this one day for a game yourself. Because at the end of the day, I can't do it all. It's not possible. There are not enough hours in the day I can't multiply myself, right? But the good thing is there is only one thing that Stephen Melin is the only person in the world that can do, which is to sound like me. It's to generate the core idea. And what's so neat about surrounding myself with other music professionals is I can hire orchestrators. I can hire people to work with the technical side of the MIDI data. I can hire a copyist to transform the MIDI data into sheet music. And of course, on the other side of the world, we're going to be recording with the Budapest strings. And so we've hired, that recording engineer and that conductor and those musicians. So, we have, if you really think about it, there's about a team of 20 people working on the music for this game. I'm personally responsible for my little team, but this is a bit of a change of pace for me because while I've certainly worked with team members before, I've never had to do it at this scale and at this pace. It's a very, very fast pace because the recording session is in September, less than a month away. And we already have all the sheet music ready. Haven't even written all the music yet. And it's just a very, very quick pace. So we're going to do 2 parts to this video right now. I want to take a few minutes to show you how the team dynamic works. I'm going to pull open my Google Sheet that we're all sharing amongst the team. And I'm also going to obviously write some music today for Audin, which is one of the cities in the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's take a look just for a moment. And I want to say hi to everybody. What's up, Marie, Chance, Noble, Vox, Maxidex, Panman? What's up? Welcome. I'm sure there's others watching that are a little shy. Say hi. I want to pull open my window here. And I don't think anything here is sensitive information. I don't like sharing sensitive information if it's going to, make people unhappy, but I'll show you this much. So, so the game is called The Bright Veil. So this is something that it's just an organization technique. Anytime that you can do checkboxes and get lots of people shared in a document, it's just a really fast way to work because ultimately, this is something that it takes a team to make it happen. And this is just phase 1 of the soundtrack. It's only, I think we calculated 16 minutes of music to record live, which is really like an hour worth of recording, just to make sure we get all the takes and stuff. Just to kind of zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see how I've organized this by who does what. So for example, I'm the composer, so I come up with the melodies and the harmonies and the overall chord structure, and then it gets tossed over to our executive producer on the game, who is Travis, and he approves my composition. It can be a piano sketch, it can be like a solo violin thing, it can be whatever, as long as I think it represents the piece that will be. And then it gets tossed over to our orchestrator. He's our lead orchestrator, Chris CU. Many of you may know him. He has a really good YouTube channel. Go check his stuff out, Christopher CU. And then I also have another orchestrator I brought on just today, Matt Everett. He's a newcomer to game music, and I'm really excited to have him on board as well. And then once the orchestration is approved, it's kind of a separate process, just making sure the game devs like it and the team likes it. And then I have Peter Jones, who worked with me on Monster Sanctuary recently. He's a good friend and a great worker. And so he's going to be converting all the orchestrations into the sheet music. And then once all that's done, one of us, maybe me, I don't know, someone's going to be making Pro Tools sessions to get them ready for the recording session. And I have to give a shout out to my daughter Hannah, who just today unexpectedly came over to the microphone and she recorded a song. Because one of the, not to digress too much on this, but one of the themes in the game is the funeral theme. I talked about this last time. I think it's so cool. The funeral theme, the game dev team wanted to create 3 different themes based on how much you want to pay. So think about Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics, where one of your characters dies. Instead of just they die, it's permadeath. So once they die, you don't just go, oh, okay, fine, move on with my life. They really wanted there to be an emotional weight to dying, and like it's a huge penalty. And so you go through like an entire cutscene of a funeral when a character dies. And so based on how much you want to pay, you can have the poor man's version, which is literally someone humming because they can't afford anything. And so that's where my daughter Hannah came and she just hummed the little tune. And that way we have a female version, and then I hummed it. We have a male version. And then the mid-tier has a solo violin and dulcimer. So it's like a little bit more orchestral, but still very sad and somber. And then the fullest one is all of the strings, the hurdy-gurdy, the dulcimer, everyone's in playing, and it's like this more grandiose, regal version of it, much more serious. And I thought that was such a cool thing. What an interesting request. It's a cool use of layers, I think. And I can't wait to see that in the game. And so that was just something fun we got to do earlier today. And then what else we got? I mean, that's kind of the process. We're tossing things back and forth. So I think the value of sharing a session like this and sharing a Google Sheet, you can use whatever you want, but to me, I like to know which step we're in for a track. And that way there's no dead time. There's no wasted time. And I think my favorite part of this whole process of having a music team is I only have so much time to work in the week, probably only 15 hours or so. That's just the way my life is with kids and driving places, and just my life is very full and very busy. It's very fulfilling too. But I don't really have any extra time. So with that, I have to surround myself with people who can also give 15, 20, 30 hours per week. And so that's how I do this, is I equip other people and I give them one task. And that way, for example, let's pick on Chris for a moment, who is the orchestrator, the lead orchestrator. He probably has the most time-consuming job of anyone on the team, more than me. I can write a piece faster than he can orchestrate it. That's just the way it works. It's kind of like filming a video versus editing a video. Editing just takes way longer. So his job takes the longest. So it would not be beneficial to this quick deadline process if everything got bottlenecked at him and we couldn't move on to the other steps. So I'm doing my very best to write every tune as soon as possible. That way, as soon as Chris finishes something, so he'll be a few tracks behind me. And then we want to make sure that, by the time it gets to the sheet music, the approvals have happened. And this is my first time doing this much music in such a short amount of time across so many team members. So it's a bit of an experiment, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated as we go, just to see how this feels. So far, it's going amazingly well. It's going way smoother than I thought it would be, actually. That's what happens when you trust, trusted professional friends that can really get the job done. And so we're just kind of passing it along, and, we're a few tracks in and making a lot of progress. Chance wanted to see if we could hear, which one? You're talking about the funeral? Yeah, sure. I'll pull it up. I'll try to hide some folders so I'm not divulging any sensitive information. Sure, you can hear this real quick. So here is, I'll just do Hannah's version because I think it's really pretty. And guess this is so cool. Here's the story. Hannah walked into the studio and I said, "Hey, you want to sing a song real quick? You have a beautiful voice." She's like, "Yeah, sure." And she dude, she's got some seriously good pitch. Better than me. I don't think it's perfect pitch necessarily, but it's like this really, she's over there going, oh, beautiful pitch. And, for those who joined us last week, right here, I have, you can't really see it, but it's the humanity theme. It's the main theme of the game. And I thought it'd be really cool if we just kind of hummed that. And so I did my little piece, and then she did it, and it was like dead on pitch. And literally sent that over to the game team, and they said, yep, awesome. And the coolest part of this whole thing is I told her what it was about, that, hey, this is, for a funeral. And so she sang it in a very innocent and like timid way that it sounds like a woman crying or like about to cry, holding back tears as she hums it. So just listen. It's really short. I thought this was really special. Isn't that so good? Like, that makes me want to cry. It's so good. And of course, we have the more fully orchestrated versions. And just since we're talking about it, and you guys are friends, you like, that's why you come. You want to get all the behind the scenes details. So here, for example, is the mid-tier level with solo violin and dulcimer. And I cannot wait to get some live soloists on that. That's just going to be outstanding. And it's so simple. You guys were here with me last week, if you want to go rewatch last week's, where we wrote the humanity theme together. It didn't take long, but there was something about getting away from the computer, away from the sample instruments. And someone joked last week that, the best VST of all time is the printer VST, where I literally just, went to Sibelius, I typed this in real quick, but I did it in a mindset of, I wasn't thinking of harmony. And this is different for me because I'm actually a harmonic composer. I've taught you guys before that there's, melodic, harmonic, and holistic. Those are the three ways to write music. So you can start with a melody, you can start with the harmony, which are the chords or the rhythm, or you can start with holistic, which is writing them all at the same time. I am more of a holistic or harmonic composer because I think in terms of harmonies and where chords go. But here was an instance where I actually think, it's funny, the executive producer, Travis, actually calls me a melodic composer, which is bizarre. People call me that, but I don't feel like I am. But, I can't deny that is something that got me into game music in the first place. Because I think of composers like Koji Kondo and Nobuo Uematsu and Hiroki Kakuta and Yoko Shimomura and all these fantastic composers who are melodic composers. So anyway, I say all that. I'm just really, really excited about this. This sounds so stupid, but this is the most productive thing I've done for this entire soundtrack. Is I literally just printed off 2 lines of music. It's 8 bars long. And this has been my guiding force in everything I've written so far for the game. And it everything's been instantly approved by the team because they liked the melody I wrote. So now I can put any chords underneath this melody and it gets approved every time. And it feels good. So anyway, I literally just leave this on my keyboard here. And that way, when I pull up a new session and write a new piece of music, if I get stuck, I can refer to that. I don't always look at it, and I'm transposing it to different keys and stuff. It's not always an A minor, but you kind of get the point, right? It's a great, inspiring printer VST. Anyway, and yeah, It's already getting stuck in my head too. So here we are. Today we're working on at least one track, maybe more, over the next 2 hours. So thanks for being a part and joining here today. So we're going to be knocking out the Audin track. So in this game, without giving away too much about, the story and such, it's a game about, well, if you've played the Banner Saga, it's pretty similar. It's kind of a blend of Banner Saga, Fire Emblem, and Final Fantasy Tactics, which are 3 phenomenal games in series. So just imagine you have a party of warriors and you're leaving, think of Super Mario Brothers 3, like the world map of a land, and you're traveling from dot to dot, right? And events will happen that you might end up going to a different direction, or like an enemy comes and gets you, whatever. Think of like the Hammer Bros in Super Mario 3, of how you might be planning to go to the next stage, but then something attacks you, that kind of thing. So that's why we made the whole dynamic layers thing with the world map. But the thing with cities in this game is you will be traveling from city to like a battlefield, to a town, to a village, to whatever. So you're going to be traveling to different environments. And it's very important for the team to have, it's very important to the game dev team that our party is always in this state of tension. So typically when you talk about RPGs and story-driven games, you typically associate a town with like a safe haven or a place of rest and peace, but that's not really the case here, which I like. I think it's a lot more interesting as a composer, because I don't really want to write safe music if the whole overall theme of the game is tension, because you shouldn't feel safe in a town if you know the sense of tension and always a sense of motion. So with that, let's write. That's kind of the mindset we're going with here. So this is Audin, the city of Audin. Even write more music, I'm not sure. But it also helps and speeds up the conversation if I go ahead, like if I hear a solo violin or a solo cello or hurdy-gurdy or dulcimer, if I already know that, or like pizzicato strings versus short strings versus long strings, I'm going to go ahead and like give him a clue. I'm going to give him a hint of, okay, head this direction, sort of. That way he can at least know where to start, instead of all piano converted to orchestra, which just takes way too long. Anyway, I'm done talking, I promise. For now. And hey, what's up, David and Daniel and all the other fine folks that are joining in here today. Geez, there's already 100 people watching this. What is going on with my life? Okay, so here's my little ditty that I've done so far. Okay, humanity theme. Here we go. Boom, right? Can I? I know I'm like beating you guys over the head with this point, but please get the point when you're writing your next game. There's nothing more intoxicating and like engaging than to have a main theme. You don't have to use it all the time, and I certainly haven't, but if there are opportunities to sneak it in little fragments, it just like, it connects the whole game together like it's one giant narrative, instead of here's the battle track, here's the city, here's the town. Like, no. Find moments to put things together. So with that said, I'll get off my soapbox and start writing some music. So I'm going to call this section Humanity Theme, and this is going to be the A section. And I already sense that we need... What key are we in? I don't even know. I think it's an F2 chord. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm getting really, really hardcore recently into chordal harmony, which is just fourths. just a much more interesting way. It's a very Eastern way to write music, by the way. It's how a lot of RPGs and Japanese things have come about. Instead of quintal harmony, which is fifths, right? So instead of a C and a G, I'm doing a C and an F, which is a fourth, and I'm doing a G to a C, which is a fourth. So it's a pair of fourths. It's also French impressionistic writing, like Debussy and Ravel. And yes, okay, Pedro mentions Breath of the Wild. That's all it is. That's why Breath of the Wild sounds that way. It's all chordal harmony. That kind of thing, right? Oh, I love fourths. Some of my favorite music of all time to play on the piano was Debussy and Ravel. I just think it's gorgeous. It's that French sound. It's Eastern, right? It has this really rich history of fourths. So if you ever want to sound that way, very open and mysterious, go with the fourths. Ooh, Chrono Trigger. You're right. That is very Mitsuda. Chrono Trigger. So anyway, I was going to sneak in the humanity theme. So we did an F2 over a C2 chord. It's kind of a cluster. So I want to make sure that this next chord is a G. So na, Hey, guess what, guys? You ready to make a executive decision? I don't have that much power. I'm not the game dev, but I'm gonna make a decision right now. I'm gonna beg the developers to let me hire Arlie Brighton. Have you guys played Ori, the Ori games by Gareth Coker? Is anyone even following my train of thought right now? So Arlie Brighton is a phenomenal soprano singer with a very rich, almost like Adele style of huge voice. And I think that's like probably what she's most known for is the Ori games, Ori and the Blind Forest and the Will of the Wisps. That's her. So she does all those big soaring. And I just think I've been actually waiting. I've been talking with her a lot recently about when I get the chance, I promise, like we're going to work together. I think this is the chance right here. And even the executive producer, Travis, we've been geeking out about her stuff recently anyway. So maybe I can convince him. But I'm not going to convince him unless I can grab a semi-realistic vocal sample instrument to kind of get the point across of why that's the right sound. I just feel it on my gut that this is the one to do it on. Okay, maybe not that sound. That was annoying. Let me turn down Omnisphere. It has a way of being stupid loud. I want to do... No, I want that melody sung. No. Yeah. Okay, human voices. I don't even know if I have that classical soloist. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this is a... How do I make that not sound like stupid? You have failed me, Omnisphere. Why must you do this to me? I have one more trick up my sleeve. I'm going to try... This is an ancient choir patch from Sound Iron, back when they were in their heyday. So I can even find it. This is choir, solo... Not you, choir... Goodness gracious, people. Requiem Light. Do you guys remember that one? It's still decent. Ooh, City of Tears for Hollow Knight. That would be cool. She'll be my backup. Deal. Was that even a soprano or was that a boy? Like a little boy. I don't even know. But I know what you're talking about, Chance. That would be phenomenal. It's that same kind of sound, though. It's that very ethereal, huge... like angel type voice. Here, let's see if we can, you guys just you gotta believe me. You gotta believe me. This is the challenge with samples, like getting anything that doesn't completely suck. Whoa, where do I even go? I need this in my life. Fine, back to Omnisphere. Can you guys hear it though? Ooh, Amelia Jones, cool. So synthetic. Yeah, I don't even know. Let's see if I can do soprano. I think it's about as good as I'm going to get here today. But I am going to at least soak it in reverb, which I'll do over here. Sorry for the delay. I just really want to do this. I think it'd be gorgeous. And then we'll EQ it up quite a bit so it's not so awful. Something like that. I know it's not the best, but you also, like, when you get singers like that, when you write something specifically for a singer that you love, I can hear her in my head, and that's all that matters to me. And we're going to do what? A G? Here we go. Let me transpose in my head. Cool. Yay. My transposition chops are not completely awful. It's a third off. What is it? No. Last time. Remember, this is a sketch. I don't have to have everything filled out yet, but so let's keep going. These are strings. Cool. And that'll be a new section. This is literally how I sketch. I just think of what it would be like a good pace of a new section, right? So kind of going A, B, C. And notice I didn't do the entire humanity theme. I want it to be a fragment. And that'd be something cool that kind of comes in and out. Yum bum ba yum bum ba dum. So like strings would be they're way up here. Right, doing that kind of thing, and then dun 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 dun. Like, you never feel quite safe when you're in a city, but it's not scary. It's just like it moves you along in a haunting kind of way. Might not want those notes, but pretty solid. Okay, what is this conversation happening right now? Let's read the chat. How do professional musicians, composers get into contact? Interesting. This is from Noble in the chat. I'm really thinking about rebranding to my real name. I mean, to break the stranger barrier, do I have to move into the U.S.? You definitely don't have to move into the U.S., Noble. I do suggest using your real name, though, even if your name's absurdly long. That's fine. You got to start establishing your brand somehow. Yeah, I think everyone in the chat is saying it. It's pretty much echoing that sentiment. Rodrigo says, it's a beautiful melody. I recently just composed a similar theme. The movement from 1-4-1-5-2 grade is really solemn. Yeah, I like that. And Azaki says, the fourths really give off Eastern vibes. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and don't forget that Rodrigo said it, but Disaster Piece, Rich Vreeland, he's gone by Disaster Piece forever. And just a little hint, I just had a chat with him that I recorded a few days ago, and so that'll actually be here on the channel, I guess in a few weeks. Yeah, I don't have my list in front of me, but yeah, that's actually one of the first questions I asked him. I was like, hey, do you go by Rich Vreeland or Disaster Piece when you're doing other things like film? And he's like, oh, I just do Disaster Piece on everything. I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's just pick one and stick with it. That's all that really matters, is that when people say a name, it's associated with you and not someone else. That's going to be gorgeous. I just do. I'm trying to get that chordal harmony in there. It sounds so complicated, but it's not. It's just 2/4 stacked on top of each other. It sounds really cool. It's a little loud for my taste. And these are probably some flautando strings or something. I don't want to completely orchestrate it because that defeats the purpose of having an orchestrator. It's very time consuming, but that's something that I'll let him decide. I at least want to get some of these basic notes. Dang it. Like that. with that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but very close. And I'll do quarter note for each of those. And what I've tried to figure out with the template that I have here with mostly strings, I think it's nice whenever you have strings that are kind of very chill and just hanging on to these like dissonant chords. It's really nice to have a dulcimer kind of outlining the chord. Like that, right? Kind of thing. I'm kind of strumming along. So yeah, again, I'm not trying to clean up anything just yet. The goal is to, just as quickly as possible, get as many of these sections in. So we have an A, we really have an intro, A, B, C. Let's just call it A. Let's keep it simple because on a orchestra sheet music, we're going to label these with our letters. So A, B, C, every 8 bars or 10 bars, something like that. That way, if the conductor needs to stop and resume from a section, they can do that a little bit more easily than bar 17, although they can certainly do that. So here he is. Yeah. That might actually make a cool dulcimer part and just double it with strings. After writing this and listening back today, it kind of reminds me of the ice cavern from Ocarina of Time. Kind of maybe that mixed with Chrono Trigger. It's interesting. Oh, that's nice. Something like that, and I could always use I'm gonna have one more sketching tool out here. Strings Consordino swells. I really like these as a sketching tool. Very, very pretty, and they're very realistic. So if I go to 8dio Adagietto, they have a really nice ensemble patch, which it's one of their long patches, but if you go to the Time Machine menu, you can get their dynamic bowing Swordino time machine. That way everyone has mutes on, and it's time stretched to my tempo. And it'll sync to the half note. Very, very nice tool for this kind of thing. Something like that. All right. I like that. More fourths. That's pretty nice. And perhaps this little da 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 dum. That'll probably make a really good dulcimer line. That way we're not clogging up the strings. Because ultimately there will be no piano in this. Yeah, Robin, there's no piano in this entire soundtrack. I know, right? Piano's my favorite instrument of all time, and I could write entire scores with it. So instead, I'm using it as a sketching tool to help generate the ideas and to kind of hear the harmonies and stuff. It's a bit of a challenge to not use any piano because it's really a staple of my sound, but this is a nice challenge too. Yeah. I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to let Chris orchestrate that because there's a lot of cool things you could do with this. You could have some strums of the dulcimer, but you could also have some high flautando strings kind of hanging out in the rafters. That kind of thing, which would be kind of cool. Or even tremolo. But I'll let him do that. A section's good. I love that. Boom, 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 boom. And her kind of voice is like the it has more of an ethnic spin, which I think will work really well. Which makes me wonder, let me try this. Peoples. Let me go to the Jade. That might actually solve this whole problem. It's literally an ethnic soprano. Hold the phone. Okay. Let's go to Contact, open up Jade, Ethnic Orchestra, which is really fun. And there it is. Is this it? Not that one. Obviously. Hooray! Yay, okay, cool. So we found it. We found it, guys. We found it. Nice. Okay. it'll be that, but better. Cool. Yes, please. This could be so cool. Oh my gosh. Travis, if you're watching right now, please, please humor me. I promise it'll pay off. It also has some filtering on it, which might not help. Dang it, I wasn't recording. I'm going to do away with the pizzicato. But you can feel the emotional thread here, I hope. Yeah, really not trying to orchestrate this too much, but strings, let me get a tremolo, and then let me get a trills. Just so we can experience what that might feel like. And for now, yeah, I'll actually keep the data, and we'll just mute different things. So, for example, what I'm trying to do here is, it might be really cool to have that section as, right? Some kind of motion in the strings besides just sitting there. So let's grab tremolo. See how that feels. And you'll notice that I'm always adding a far mic turned down and a close mic that's close, nice and loud, because that's what it's going to sound like in real life. And then I'll do the same thing with trills. Okay, strings, ensemble, adio, ensemble, long. I'll do major seconds. That kind of thing. And then let's see what happens. So here's what it sounds like with tremolos, turning way down. That sounds really cool. Very, very brilliant sounding, like bright. And then if we were to switch it around and do some trills instead. Cool. What do you guys like the best? I think I like trills the best. They add the most like color. Tremolo just kind of adds darkness. I don't think it needs any more darkness because the melody is very octatonic. So it's kind of a multiple harmonic minor scales added together. It's going to come out of this thing. That's going to be so sweet. Remember, this is going to have like dulcimer, like you're opening, you're walking to a town kind of feel. But it's never quite settling. Yeah, I get what you guys are saying about the trills conflicting with the pitches because we're major. Let me try minor trills. It might have a slightly better pitch effect. No. So here's what I'll actually do. I'm going to leave that alone because ultimately that's going to be an orchestration thing. So I'm going to keep the tremolos so that we can hear the intended pitches, and then I'm going to let Chris either add trills that match the chord. I'm just not going to take the 10 minutes to do that right now. But the whole purpose is motion, right? It's a suggestion. So let me turn those down. That's a good spot for hurdy-gurdy, which I have not been using enough. Of course, that's part of Chris's job is to find moments to sneak it in, because it's a very vital instrument for the story and the vibe of the game. Oh, darn. What's school kids? It's something like that, oh, this is totally Majora's Mask territory. I've already joked about that with one of the orchestrators that that's really the vibe we're going for. It's that chordal, the fourths harmony, but with hurdy-gurdy and dulcimer. That's Majora's Mask. don't want it to be like depressing. I just want it to be. I feel like hurdy-gurdy is really easy to write with, like, quickly. To get that Viking feel. To me, it's really hard to write slow music with a hurdy-gurdy. Just tricky because it clearly it's like a bagpipe. It just steals the show. It becomes the center of attention if you use it. Something like that, maybe. Harmonic minor. Something in that realm. That is definitely the sound of the game, if there ever was one. So I'm going to keep all the little grace notes by deselecting them, but selecting everything else and quantizing everything I can to 16th notes, and it should fit just fine. Confession, Majora's Mask is like top 5 favorite games of all time. I adore everything about it. I'm going to sneak in a solo cello here to double. Pretty cool. Interesting melody. See, this is what I mean by, like, people call me a melodic composer, but I guess I am. It comes so naturally. Maybe that's why it is true. Because a melody is all about starting on a pitch, going away from the pitch, and coming back. And to me, that just makes good, like, mathematical sense, but oh well. No. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, chances are resident Nier and Majora's Mask scholar. He knows all the things. I could really make like a happy dance out of that, but I'm not going to. That'd be really fun, but I don't think there's a place for that in this game. You know what I do think, though? I think this would make an excellent theme for the campfire. I'm going to run that by the team later. I like this theme a lot. I'll call it the campfire theme, because another track that's on my to-do list. If you imagine Final Fantasy 15 for a moment, where you have campfires and you cook food and whatever, it's kind of like your rest stops between events, kind of like that, where it's like your little moments for story and cutscenes and people falling asleep and having dreams, and it's a big spot for telling the story of the game. And there's supposed to be a theme for that. We might have different layers and things, but I think that would be a really good campfire theme because it's simple and singable and you could do it in just about any context. So this might make a good place to take strings. Like that. That kind of thing, right? Yeah. Cool. Let's just leave it. I think the point has been made, and that'd be easy to double with the strings. I think quarterly here. Okay, so we're kind of melting together multiple themes here, which is kind of cool. Now you could easily double this by having a solo moment. Perhaps we brainstorm for a second here. So if I were to cut all that out. Here's what I see happening. This would be like a D prime section, but let's start with solos. So we would start, hurdy-gurdy would not come in yet. But we have solo cello, the vocal, that's cool. I think I'll do that twice. Whatever this is. That's okay. So here's something I like to do if I know that my time, like right here, it's the whole track is 3:05 right now, but I still want to keep the rest of this content. That's a really easy thing. Just go to the tempo and speed it up a tad. And now it's exactly on time. So I just bumped up the tempo by 4, and now everything fits. What's up, Demo? You guys are funny with all your Zelda chat up there. Tell you what, that might actually not even need to be a solo cello. It can probably just be part of the strings. Right here. That needs the whole cello section. But here I'm thinking some pits. Since we didn't do it before, it might be a good effect for this part. Yeah, I like that a lot. Then we need to add the legato. Cool. Haha, haunting is a good word. You know what we need here? Just a hint of. We can open up the world map session that we did last week. And Cubase has a cool function where you can just import whatever you want from a previous session. So I'm going to import the Armageddon ensemble, which I used. Which is just a perfect percussion. And I feel like this just needs some thuds in the background. Thing to help. That'll help a lot. We'll add some cymbals and things between sections. I might need to cut that in half. If you're interested in how to do that, I just cut in half, slide it over. Like so. That way it's two perfect halves. like taking these chordal. Remember that from earlier? Now I'll use the tremolo. Of course, you might even choose to double some of these. Add some another octave. Hey, what's up, Matt? I'm glad Matt Everett joined the chat here. So Matt is actually one of our orchestrators now on this game. And his favorite game is also Majora's Mask. So just saying. What a perfect project. I think it's so cool. I mean, I say this all the time, guys. Not to go on a soapbox here, but I just feel like if you know what your favorite games are, then you need to find ways to write for games that are like them, because you're gonna, like, your passion's just gonna shoot through. But this also needs some orc chimes. It's not something I thought I was going to say today, but let me open up good old East-West Play, something I don't use a lot, but I think there's a few things in there that are really nice. I'm not trying to like overly orchestralize this, orchestrize this, whatever. But inside their percussion, they have really nice orc chimes that I like. I mean, heck, while I'm at it, I might as well add Celeste. I mean, they can always turn down these instruments and we can, exchange them for other things. But since I don't get a piano in this soundtrack, I might be able to pass on a Celeste. You guys are talking about it, but Tuesday Entercan was actually the piece of music that made me want to become a composer. I really owe Uematsu a lot. I always read the chat, Chance. I also owe to Uematsu shaping my sound. Final Fantasy VII, of course. Kind of thing. And of course, deeply influenced by him in so many ways. And fun fact, many of you don't know this. I was very close to working with him a few years back, but because of his health, he had to decline a project that I was actually commissioned to work on with him, which is just crazy, that whole experience. But it was for a video game cover band that I wrote and produced some music with. These are some big time guys. And they had commissioned Umatsu to literally work on the track that I was writing. And we were going to co-write a song. And I was like, what? What's going on? Because it was Final Fantasy inspired and crazy stuff. Unfortunately, did not happen. But still one of my life goals is to work with him. And it's going to happen. But that was the closest I've been to that. Anyway. Where were we? Maybe on this round I'll do it. Oh, what a good choice. Oh. Feels like Harry Potter now. Freaking John Williams is like the only human alive that's allowed to use this list. I'm bringing the Celeste back, guys. I'm doing it. I don't think I've ever used it in my entire life until today. I don't know why I think it's a good idea, but it works. It's gorgeous for this. You guys are funny. You don't know me. Hey, honestly, that's one of the fun parts about having a show like this is I just get to share little stories that I otherwise would have no reason to share, and I can share successes and failures, and you guys are here for the journey. I love that Celeste. Let's run that through some reverb. I'm not really going for spooky. Haunting is a better word. Look at me, I'm over here like orchestrating everything. I'm really trying not to. But I wasn't planning on using all these extra percussion instruments, but it's not off limits. It's just, I don't want anything to sound fake. But hey, even if Jason Graves can get away with it, then so can I. Did you know that Dead Space, see, fun facts. I've spent some time with Jason. He's awesome. Dead Space, the way that he wrote that soundtrack is he went and recorded a live orchestra and just recorded hours and hours and hours, like 9 hours worth of aleatoric phrases that are like 4 bars or 1 bar, or 16 bars. And he just did everything he could possibly think of, went back to his studio and created a contact instrument. I've seen it and I've played it and it's insane. He created his own sample instrument with hundreds of patches, which are all clips from those recording sessions. And then he wrote the entire Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, I think. Maybe just the first one, I'm not sure. But he used those phrases to write everything, which is incredible. And then he added sample instrument percussion in there to kind of supplement. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now is I'm preparing for the session to have the 90% of the score, but then I'm going to supplement it with other things in the background. That layer. Yes, please. Oof. I don't know if this is true for you guys, but I don't know how this is going to come out, but receive it. I feel like sometimes, like, in that moment, I just got chills writing that. And to me, like, it's just the confirmation of I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Not only musically, but like, this is the game. if there ever was a dream project of mine, it's this one. And I know that it sets up my career for a lot more like this. It's very excited. Here we are, section E. Let's finish this thing out, shall we? But first, I'm gonna take a stretch break. It's been a minute since we started. I'm not leaving. Stay here. Be back in 1 minute. Bye. Welcome back to the Live Composing Show. I have a quick encouragement for you guys. For any of you who want to start your own live composing show or your own live stream in general, Chance was making a joke about it earlier that in the chat that when we first started, I've been streaming for several years, but January of 2020, this year, about 8 months ago, I started to be consistent with doing a show like this every single week at the same time and, just keeping that momentum going. I just remember we started off with, a couple people in the chat talking every once in a while, and it was very awkward. And, maybe 5 people were watching, 10 people were watching. But look, here we are 8 months later, and 250 people are watching. That's insane to me. It's insane. And usually these streams reach several hundred and at times thousands. So that just blows my mind that you guys are so supportive, and it just shows me that this is valuable for you. It makes me want to keep doing it. So this is a lot of fun, and I know that there's not a lot of people who do this, and it's a huge encouragement to me whenever you guys leave comments and you're active in the chat, because it just, I can't answer all your comments, but if I don't get to your comments, post them below, and I'll get to them later when I have time. But anyway, you guys are awesome. So, thank you, Demo. Thanks for the lovely violin line support there. He says, I only wish the chills lasted by the 50th time you go through a section. Yeah. I do. Robin. Steven has a coffee break button. You better believe I do. And today I'm rocking none other than some Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Got my long straw today. Fun fact, today is day 30 for me on keto, which is a ketogenic diet, which is very low carbs, high fat, medium protein. And sugar is something that I've barely had any of over the last month. So this is day 30 today. So I've been really, really cutting back on sugar. And today was the first day I've gotten my favorite coffee, which is a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee with cream, no sugar, and the sweetened French vanilla swirl. That's right. I got it down to science. Anyway, I finally got one today just to see, and my heart is going 1,000 miles a minute. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, what are you doing to me? But I thought I'd have it during a stream because I'm very tired today. So there you go. If I'm extra energetic, I don't feel extra energetic, but You guys are always honest with me. So yeah, it's good. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Oh yeah, and Chance is a breakfast tea type of person. And yeah, Marie, you've been here since 2017. I appreciate that. That's pretty awesome. Joshua says, how do you say your name? Because it's spelled Joss Yuha. I'm assuming it's still Joshua. I got chills when I first heard you put it together, but now I'm getting progressively more hyped for you. You guys are awesome. All right, let's get back to the music because all we have is one section left. We can wrap this one up. I love arpeggios on dulcimer. They're so Skyrim. That's what I keep thinking of, actually. Even though I don't even like the game Skyrim, I love Elder Scrolls music. I love Jeremy Soule and his music, so good stuff. Would he be an interesting guest? Peoples of the world? Would you enjoy that? That's one of my peoples I interview. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But now what to do for the second half? Noble, who are you talking about? This guy composed my childhood. Oh yeah, Morrowind for PC, Devin. Yeah, Vox. There have been some unfortunate happenings and accusations and who knows? I'll think about that. Yeah. Are you serious, Joshua? How do you misspell your own name? Only on the live composing show. All right. I think it's a nice change of pace to have the tremolo here. Well, Joshua, I should know because I've changed my channel name many times. If you just go to the YouTube app, actually. Not the website, but the app. Strangely enough, on the mobile app, you hit the little edit button, you can change your name. Much easier than trying to, like, if you do it from your channel, if you do it from the YouTube studio, from a desktop, it makes you go through Google and then you have to, like, change a bunch of stuff and it takes forever. But from the app, it'll do it same minute you do it. Pretty cool. If you wanted to change it. Not, I mean, you can be Joshua. I mentioned Jeremy Soule because I have had the pleasure of meeting him, And so it would not be a complete stranger cold call. It's been a few years, but yeah. I've actually had a few of you already mention his name as someone you'd be interested in. So peaceful. In a weird way. It's like hauntingly peaceful. And I wonder if this would be a great place to, like, yay. Let's do that. Oh yeah, we already did that. Nah, I'll leave that alone. But perhaps Celeste would be a more appropriate choice, even as a sketch. Oh gosh, now that really is the ice cavern. Wow. Interesting. Ja su ha. Ja hu. Ja su ha. That needs to be your YouTube channel intro. Ja su. Ja su ha. The end. You're welcome. Okay, fine. I'll go one step further, shall we? I'm pushing buttons. Hold on. Oh boy, here we go. Oh man. Can you tell I'm a lonely recluse composer. COVID has struck again. You know, you could always download that from the YouTube video and pop that into your phone as your ringtone. Please do it. Do it for me. I like this idea of that kind of thing. Excuse me, Marie, you did not spell it correctly. It's Ja-shu. Do I need to do the dance again for you? The tribal chant? Come on, get the program. Hey, you gotta smile. Come on. Life's too short to be sad all the time. I'm trying to think of what I should do at this beginning. Nah, it's gotta be the ensemble. I'll let Chris do his thing, but I'm gonna start with something high. Well, Vox, do you know any Celeste players? I think it'll be fine, just keeping it like that. I mean, that sounds about as real as you can get. The thing about keyboard instruments is like a piano or an organ or a Celeste. They're all literal, like a hammer hits a string. So like that's the easiest thing in the world to sample and to sound realistic. Strings, not so much. Brass and woodwinds, nah, never. Percussion's fine because you hit it and it sounds the same when you sample it. So that's not a big deal to me. I don't think it'd sound any better with a live Celeste player. But I do need to account for the reverb because in a hall, a Celeste would have a lot of reverb. So let me put that in real quick. Sounds good. I like it. I'll add that there. I love it. That's good. It's not done. It's just complete in its form. And that's what matters. So what I do from here is I take that and we call that Audin. We'll still call it a piano sketch because it's not perfect. Like it's not fully fleshed out. But now I'll just take that and I'll bounce that. Send that off to the game dev. So since we do have 25 or so minutes remaining for those who want to stick around, let me take a look at my master list here. And I showed it to you at the beginning of the stream. Maybe you missed it, but so what I just completed, I know it's super tiny for your screen, but Audin, so we just completed the composition. I'll send that to get it approved by Travis, the executive producer of this, and move on from there. So what else have I not done? This might be a good time to do the campfire because I liked that theme we created. Octatonic scale, baby. Uh-oh, it looks like Cubase is having a mental breakdown at 0%. Thank you, Cubase, for confirming why I hate you. I love me some Cubase, but it has some stupid glitches. It may just be because it's Windows versus Mac. I have no idea. I've never used Cubase on a Mac to know, but man, it's a glitchy program. It's still my favorite DIW to use for quick composition like this. Oh, but I have to force quit it multiple times per day. That's no fun. Let's hope that any of that's saved. Let's cry me a river. It's another good reason to do live streams because if everything crashes and burns, I at least have a reference. Let's find it. Oh, good. It saved. Back at 2:01. We're saved. Yeah, I think a good next one to do, probably knock it out in less than 20 minutes because I've already written the tune. That'd be a good thing to do because it needs to be a 2-minute track. I bet I can milk that tune a little bit more. And I don't have to orchestrate it today because I can just do a piano sketch for that one. Let the other guys deal with it. That sounds awful, but you know what I mean. Let the pros do what the pros do. Again, so this was Audin piano sketch. I just don't know why that screwed up on me, but let's see if it works now. No. I wonder if there's like a plugin in here that it doesn't like. It's not good. Why is no one commenting on his wallpaper? What do I have today? What's my wallpaper today? Oh, man. What is my... Oh, the cheat. Okay. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I have my desktop. I can't even respond to that. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, I have my desktop set to a rotating whatever's on Bing, like Bing.com. They always have really good pictures. It changes all the time, but that is a really funny. It's a really funny one. Oh. Oh my god. You're cracking me up. Oh my gosh. I wonder if it's this plugin that's causing all the fuss. It's super weird. Oh, you got me crying over here. Let me just call it that. So weird. I don't know. You guys, you broke my Cubase. What'd you do? Yeah, Cubase is having a freaking heart attack as we speak. Well, looks like I'll have to solve that later. Okay then. So here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, what a piece of garbage. Isn't this why we have backups? Good lord. Here's the weird thing. Let's see if it actually. Oh, it is working. It's just not telling me that it's working. That's so weird. I've never had that happen before. How about you guys? It's just no, I can never send them the Jasuha theme. Oh, Jasu. I'm going COVID crazy, guys. That's so weird. Okay, here we go. Let me try one more time. So apparently it was exporting. It just wasn't telling me when it's done. The percentage is totally off. It'll probably take 1 minute or so. Yeah, I tell you what, this is probably an east-west problem because I never use that garbage because it's so system heavy and it's full of glitches. I don't understand why that's a thing. But I'll give it a minute. Yes. No, stop. Jasuha is still here. What a fun day. What else is going on? Folks. Fine folks. Wish I could play you music, but then my Cubase might just continue blowing up. In the meantime, I have 11 emails I could respond to, but that's not very smart. Anyway. What other composers do you guys want me to interview here on the Become a Game Composer show? I'd love to know. I've emailed many of you. If you're on my email list, you've already responded. And I have a nice little list going, but I like to know who people are most interested in, and I keep a tally. And then I go for those people first. So I'd love to know, just while we're hanging out, waiting for this thing. I can't even do anything right now. Any questions, you guys? Okay, Martin O'Donnell. That's a good one. I've had him requested multiple times. Come on, if you could have coffee with any composer for 1 hour, who would it be? No one's off limits, including the legends. No one's off limits. I'll tell you who I want to hang out with next. I really want to hang out with David Wise, Donkey Kong composer. As much as I want to hang out with Japanese composers, I don't speak Japanese, and I just don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if it would end up being way too professional and strict instead of casual like I typically like to do. So I would never want to offend. I'd have to really study up on how to best handle myself in those situations. So I'll be honest, that's a real fear of mine, is offending some of my favorite composers because of the cultural barrier. That's a thing. Chris Larkin, that'd be a good one for sure. Hollow Knight. Okay, let's see if this thing is done. I'm so confused. Yada, da, da. It literally says 0 kilobytes. Oh my gosh, what is life right now? So we're kind of stuck on the audio mix down. Oh, it worked, guys. It worked. It was just like in limbo land. That has to be a play thing. Let's double check. Yay. Excellent. Cool. Now I can move on with my life. So from here, I want to keep things simple. And I would like to open up a new session, but just a piano session. So typically what I do is I just go back into my folder of the game. And particularly right now, I am not doing the whole OST in one session like I typically do, because when I export MIDI, it would export all the tracks instead of just the one I'm working on. So just for the sake of my sheet music guy and orchestration, I'm not going to do that to them. It's just too cruel. Hey, find the needle in the haystack. Ready, set, go. So yeah, instead, let me make a quick little thing for the a folder for the, what are we doing? Campfire theme. I bet we can knock this out in 10 minutes. It won't take long. So I'm going to copy a session I did for the class menu theme, which is just piano. That way we can just focus real quick. Campfire theme, and you can just be a fly on the wall for this short little process, because this is real life how I write music for this project. No joke. In some sense, I'm sure I feel guilty. I feel a little guilty that it doesn't take me long to write music, but that's also what I get paid to do, so I'm not going to feel guilty about that. I get paid really good money to write themes, and then I can pay others to orchestrate and all that jazz because of our tight deadline. Anyway, so this is the campfire theme. Because, I mean, come on. It's like confirmation to me that this comes so easy to me. That's how I know I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to do in life. Right? If it's easy and it's fun, and it makes you money, and it's fulfilling. Really, Demo, you want me to interview Hans? I don't want to do that only because he's such a film guy. And as of right now, I'm really trying to stick to just exclusively video game composers, or at least those who mostly do video games. So I don't think it'd be as valuable, as much as I love Hans. Oh yeah, thank you for saying that. You can't hear Keybase. I'm over here dancing on the keys. I had to turn my plugin on. Cool. All right, here we go. So campfire theme. I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. It'll be 10 minutes or less. It's true. I get paid lots of money to literally write a theme. And I just don't even understand how that's reality. It feels like a fairy tale to me that is my life. But here we go. And I'm wishing this upon you as well. Encouraging you to get to this point as well. Because it's just dandy. Yes, that's it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't talk to me yet. I mean, you can talk to me. This is the beauty of text. I don't have to read your text until I'm ready. And I'll sneak in the other theme in a minute. What is that, 90? This is actually 6/8. This is a sneaky... What is that? No, it's not. It's a slow 6/4. Or fast 6/4 rather, or a slow 6/8. 98. Boom, boom, yum, boom, call me weird, but I conduct when I write, because I'm like, I see the orchestra in my head. Boom, boom, yum, I took conducting classes for a few years. I'm not a great conductor, but it taught me how to visually connect my hand to my brain. Ya-da-dum, bum, 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 ba-ya-da-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Too fast. 88 is the magic. Here we go. Let's write some music. So, nope. Okay, let me leave that. Mark it. A. I'm trying to think of like sleepy vibes. They're more gentle than the rest. But then I really like what we just did. What do we do? That sounds like Beethoven mixed with Grant Kirkhope. Anyway, I love Donkey Kong. Anyway, that was Donkey Kong 2, the boss battle. Oh yeah, I have lots of heroes. Chris Larkin is also a hero of mine. A young hero, but he might be younger than me, which is very odd, but David, I don't ever write with more than 49 keys because this forces me as a pianist to think small, think simple. It's a thing. It's an intentional limitation I impose on myself. I do have this back here and I have a real piano in the house, but that's not something I go to very often because there's something, because of my skill level at piano, I will overwrite if I have access to all the keys, because I'll like do like triple octaves and do like 10 notes at once, when really all I need is 3 notes or 4 notes or 5 notes. Anyway, all right, let me write so I can be done with this. Then I'll talk. Ooh, it's in 6/4. Cool, I just turned it into 6/4 by elongating the first note. Here we go. Dang it. That's it. What am I doing wrong? One, two, three, do. That's it. Bah. Interesting. I didn't nail every chord that I wanted, but dun, 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 that could be 16ths. That's wrong. A major 7 or A7. No. Yeah. I don't really want to go in that route. Maybe I can do this. So this, I guess that's C. I'll let him orchestrate this how he feels. Write a melody on top. See, this is me writing harmonically. I just think of chords that work well together. And this is absolutely no doubt because of all my training playing piano sonatas and Bach preludes and Beethoven and all the things. This is how my brain thinks. Missed the last note, but it should be a G. These are all eighth notes. I like to have unexpected notes. Too fast. We're talking about strings. I don't have to be energetic too much, so let's change the tempo. 76. And this is a time signature of 4/4. It has changed. That's absolutely a solo cello. It demands it. I'm going to mute that. Bear with me as we wrap things up. I need to be done soon for my schedule. So let's do this one. Blake's cello. Not the best in the world, but it'll do. That'd be cool. That's the idea. Look, it's, how long is it supposed to be? 3 minutes? Holy crap, look at that. Well, you can't, there, look. Because I changed the tempo so much. 3 minutes is like there. So I don't even need a D section. I can literally just kind of loop it out a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Wait, it's only 2 minutes. Holy moly. This is a 2-minute track. What am I doing with my life? Over here, like overwriting. Cool. Ho, look at that, guys. Look at that. 152 exactly. Look at that. I'm not making this up. Exactly. That's creepy and amazing. There it is. There's my track. Told you. 10 minutes. That's all it took. Whew. It's maddening and amazing that this is really how the world works. When you are the manager or the CEO of something or the idea generator, you get paid about 10 times more. And yet you spend so much less time, and it's just crazy to me. Yep, there it is, 2 minutes. Crazy, 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 crazy. And that's it. So here's the track. Let's play it out. Campfire theme. I need to fix this. There it is. There's how it loops. So that'll be the string ensemble. So I guess that ended up not being the theme. Who cares? I mean, we did it. I did a thing. It doesn't have to be the same as that other one. But cool. There we go. I'm going to export that. Calling it a day. Let me play it out and then we'll be out of here. So here we are. Bye. Thanks guys for hanging out. I got to run. I actually have a meeting in a few minutes. But this is how it goes. I think when you're in this position, you just go with your gut instinct, do the best you can. And even though this is, 80%, I'm a firm believer in the 80-20 principle that, I put 20% effort into this and got 80% results. And now, maybe not effort, I put 100% effort, but I put 20% time into this, got 80% return. And now that I have team members that will also put their spin and their talent into it, it just means that the final product is going to be so much better and more interesting. So I'm very pumped about this. And there we go. One more track down and we're on our way to finishing this thing. I mean, this is a fast deadline. So that's how fast I have to write to maintain it. So anyway, thanks guys. Let's play out the campfire theme for the Bright Veil. You heard the Audin theme earlier and be on our way. So thanks guys for being a part, and I'll see you next week for the next live composing show. And as always, look out on Wednesdays for new interviews with A-list composers and chats with you guys. And sometimes I also teach some music business tips. So thanks. Bye.